I recently posted a video about how you can use your unique abilities and your natural gifts in order to make a positive impact on other people. And I'll link that video right up here for you so you can check it out. But somebody responded to me and they asked me, Brandon, how is it that I can discover what my natural gifts are? And in this video, we're gonna talk about how exactly you can identify what your natural gifts and abilities are. Let's get right to it. I'm Brandon Eastman with BeBetterIndustries.com, and on this YouTube channel, we talk about peak performance, mindset, and achievement. Achievement towards your goals, and achievement towards who you want to become. So if you're into those things, be sure to hit the subscribe button here and hit the bell. That way you're notified of all new videos that we post every single Monday at 7 a.m. And while you're down there, be sure to hit the like button. That way this video is shown to more people who also want to discover their natural gifts and abilities. So what exactly is a natural gift? Are we really born with something that we do better than the person next to us, or better than someone else in our area, or even our state, or maybe even eventually the world? A natural ability and a natural gift is something that you've always been good at. It's something that, as the name implies, you've always been naturally gifted towards. This could be a lot of things. This could be problem solving. You've always been able to take a complicated problem and break it down into itty bitty pieces and solve it. Maybe it's conflict resolution. You're really good at taking somebody who's escalated, somebody who might be angry or upset, and you're really able to understand them and empathize with them and bring them down a notch to help them feel better. It could be public speaking. It could be communication. You might be really good at making friends with other people. You know, we've all got that thing that just came naturally to us. And we know this because if you ask your friends, hey, what do you think I'm good at? What they tell you is usually what your unique ability and natural gift is. You just gotta make sure you're asking the right friends. Don't ask the friends who will criticize you, or don't ask people who are jealous of you. Don't ask people like that. Ask people who you trust, know, and like. And you can trust that they'll give you their honest opinion on what you're good at, with the intent of helping you discover your natural gift. So as an example, ever since I was young, when I was in elementary school and middle school, that's usually the time when you'll find your natural gift, by the way. But anyways, when I was younger, going through school, I've always been somebody who likes to talk. I would be in my classrooms talking over the teacher. I would be talking to my friends. I'd be talking to pretty much everybody because I liked to talk to people. But I didn't just like to talk to people. I liked to influence people, and I liked to entertain people and keep their attention so that I could tell them something or teach them something or influence them in some way to do something that maybe at the time wasn't the best for them, but I was a young kid. So I've always had this gift of gab. And I remember I used to come home from school and I used to tell my dad, he used to always be sitting in the reclining chair, I used to always tell him everything I learned at school that day because I liked to talk and I liked to educate. You know, this got to the point where I started being sent home from school with notes from the principal and notes from my teacher that my parents had to sign because I would be getting in trouble for talking over the teacher and talking to my friends. And it became a problem because it was just something that I was naturally good at doing, I guess. So I would go home and I would ask him to sign my notes, and it got to the point where I got so many notes home from the principal that I didn't want to show my parents. So it actually got to the point where I would take these notes that I got home and I would bury them in the yard right next to my house. And then my teachers would say, hey, Brandon, did you bring in the note that we asked you to get signed? And I'd be like, oh, you know, I don't really know what happened to that note. So of course they would just write a new one. But as a kid, you do stupid things, right? You're a kid. So what is it for you? What have you always been good at since you were young? Something that you've carried into your adult years. And sometimes your natural gifts and abilities may have been suppressed by other people. Let's say your natural ability is to sing. Maybe when you were younger, you weren't the best singer yet because you're a young kid, okay? And maybe some people said to you, hey, Brian, stop singing. You're not a good singer. How do you think that would make young Brian feel? Probably not too good, right? Do you think that they would continue to sing after that? Probably not. Yet singing is that person's unique ability. But because it was suppressed, they never got to exercise that unique ability and that natural gift. The same thing goes for young athletes. When they first start playing baseball or playing football, they might be on the field and somebody comes over to them and says, hey, you're just not cut out for this. You're not good at this game. You shouldn't be doing this anymore. And even though it was that person's natural ability, they just had to grow it a bit more, or the person who told them that was jealous of them, that person dropped out of sports and they no longer exercised their sport. They no longer practiced to get better because they were put down. They were criticized. And sometimes when it comes to your natural gift, it may have been something that was suppressed over time. Somebody might have told you something that caused you not to express yourself and express those gifts anymore. Does this sound familiar to you? Maybe you know what your natural gift is, but there's a chance that you don't. And in order to help you discover what your natural gifts and abilities are, I have a 3-step process that I personally use with salespeople and leadership that I work with to help them discover their natural gifts. Because once you know what your gifts are, you can strengthen them and you can use them in order to help other people to live out your purpose and also to make progress faster towards your goals. So check out this 3-step process. Step number 1 to discovering your natural gifts is to ask yourself, what have I been good at since I was young? What is something that's always come naturally to me? When you first started doing this thing, you just felt good when you did it. It came easy to you. When it might have been difficult for some other people to learn, you picked up on it right away. That's step number 1. What has come easy to you? Which leads right into step number 2. They go together, which is, what do you actually enjoy doing? What do you do in your life that brings you the most fulfillment? Think right now in your daily routine, what are some things that you do each day that you enjoy the most? Is it getting together with friends and being the leader of your group? Is it being athletic or going to the gym or maybe training somebody to do something? Maybe your natural ability is teaching or training. What is it that you do that brings you that sense of joy, of fulfillment, something that you are passionate about? Because when we do something that we enjoy, it shoots dopamine into our brain. And it causes us to, in a sense, become addicted to whatever it is we like doing. It causes it to become an obsession, something that we want to do over and over and over again. Which leads you to step 3 to discovering your natural gifts, which is, does this gift serve other people? I believe that we are built to serve. I believe that we are built to help other human beings to live a better life. It's just how we've always operated as humans. And I believe that deep down, our greatest emotion is love. And how can we love somebody? We can help them. We can help them improve. We can help them grow. We can live our purpose to help humanity. And how can we best help humanity? By using what we're good at. By using something that we do that Joe Schmo or Brian down the street isn't as good at, because they have their own natural abilities. So what have you always been good at? What have you enjoyed doing? And what is actually going to serve humanity? Write down some ideas for what your natural gift can be, as long as it fits all 3 of those criteria. Because it only has to be one thing. And check this out. Once you have a really good idea of what your natural gift is, it's time to improve it. I'm sure you've heard the quote from Bruce Lee where he said, "I fear not the person who has practiced 10,000 moves one time. I fear the person who has practiced one move 10,000 times." Pretty much what he's saying is, don't do all these different things and try to be good at 1,000 different things or even 10 things. Work on the one thing that you're already good at and get better at it, and get better and better and better. So how can you improve in your natural gifts? 1, you can find somebody who's also great at what you want to get better at. Find a mentor. Find people who express the same creativity and the same joy when they practice the same ability that you're good at. And get around those people. And who knows, maybe that's not even their natural ability, and you will quickly surpass them once you learn their strategies. So get around people who practice what you want to improve in. The second thing you can do is you can buy a book on your natural ability. If your ability is teaching, buy a book that can help you to teach better. If you're an athlete and you're just athletic and that's your natural gift, that's your natural ability, then continue practicing and buy a book on becoming more athletic. Buy a book from Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, go to the library, you can get them for free. You can literally listen to audiobooks, you can read them, but the whole point is it's a really good way to read 10 pages every day in order to get better at this gift of yours. And the most effective way to improve in your natural gifts is simply to do it every single day. Don't let a day go by without you intentionally practicing your gift. Not just using it once accidentally, but intentionally carve out 30 minutes to an hour of your time to get better at this one specific thing. Because I'm sure you've heard of the 10,000 hour rule. It takes about 10,000 hours of doing something in order to become a master at something. It takes about 10 years if you're practicing an hour or two every single day. So imagine that you become a master at something that you're already really good at. Imagine the difference that you can make in the world at that time. So discover your natural gifts and strengthen them so that you can serve humanity on a greater level. Now, if you want some unique strategies to help you obtain self-mastery in your life, click the first link in the description below. I want to give you a free copy of my ebook called Be Extraordinary. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you see all future videos every Monday. And once again, smash the like button. That way other people can get the same help they need to discover their natural talent. And until we speak next time, continue to be better.